Morning everyone, Adam with Dagenerd here, and I've got the xTool P3 behind me, and I wanted to take a minute to show you just how smart this machine is. It completely kind of changes the way I make anything, and I've been making for a while now, and just the entire process has completely changed with what this machine can do. So let me flip the camera around and go ahead and show you kind of the traditional way you can process materials with the majority of other lasers out there, and then how the xTool P3 can handle it. All right, so let's pretend I'm a typical maker. I want to cut a sign out of this one little tiny remaining scrap of wood. To illustrate how difficult this would be on a traditional laser, I have one of two options. I would set the material at the origin. In this case, because I have some of the corners already chewed out, I have to move the material over something like this in order to get it in the right spot. I would then use my software to align it and adjust the size of the image to fit, and then frame it out to make sure I'm in where I need to be. With some of the larger lasers out there, like one of the bigger ones I have, I can't even reach the origins of the bed, so I always place the material kind of in the middle of the bed. Then bring the laser over, set the origin where I want to be, go back to the software, adjust the size of the image, and then frame it until I get it in the right spot to where, where I like where it is, where I know it's going to cut correctly. With the P3, all of that is completely different thanks to the auto mode. So I've already got the lid up. Right now it's actually already taking the image, so it's already went ahead and took an image of my material. I simply close the lid. It's then going to raise the bed up and use the LiDAR sensor within the laser head to actually measure the thickness of the material. You can see on here, it's already taken a picture. It's just adjusting that depth to basically figure out how deep it is, how deep the material, thick the material is, pardon me. So there we go, it's all set, auto process completed. I'm now going to bring my little xTool P3 laser sign over here. And then what I can do is zoom in on the material. With the Mac, I can press Control and scroll. Sorry, trying to do this one-handed. And scroll in. And look how close to the material I can actually get. And now I can grab my engraving and actually make sure I get it right on the edge. So here we are. Get as close to this box as possible. And I'm able to make sure it's as big as possible on the material I have. And let's go ahead and hit Control here and let me zoom out. So it looks like it's going to fit on that top piece of scrap, no problem. Let's go ahead and hit Process. Shows me what it's going to look like. Hit Start, gives me the warning not to walk away. Simply press the button on the P3. Laser's going to come over, engrave the text first. Oh, and by the way, the IF2 is an absolutely amazing exhaust fan. I love that it has an automatic mode. It pulls the smoke out of this machine so fast. You can adjust how long it stays on after the project is complete. It is just a fantastic little piece of kit. So there we are now cutting the actual outside of it. And you can see across the top, I've got a millimeter or so on the one side, and I'm literally cutting the thin edge on the bottom. So I was able to get it so close to the actual edge of the material that it's literally flat. And so that's what auto mode can do on the xTool P3.